In this video we will create FAQ session, that means frequently asked question session. So here you can see we have 3 questions. For this one I am using CSS, JavaScript and HTML. For this icon I am using font awesome icon. So when you click this plus symbol it will expand the answer for the particular question, and also when you click this minus icon on that time it will hide the answer, right? So first I am going to create the HTML content, then after we will create CSS and JavaScript content. So here you can see I have created 3 files: index.html, style.css and script.js. So let's create the HTML content. So I have opened this one in the live server. You can see live update on the right side of this window, right? So first I am going to create a document type, HTML document. Then after we'll create HTML element with the language English. Title will be FAQ session. So here you can see we have some warning also. So when you create any website you need to give meta information, that means information about your website. First I am going to give character set as char set will be UTF-8. Then after we will give viewport, content will be width will be equal to device width, and initial scale will be 1.0, right? So the meaning of this thing is when you give width as a device width, that means your screen width. Then you give initial scale 1.0 means initial zoom level will be 1.0, right? So for the body section I am going to give a meta char set, should be char set, right? Okay, so I'm going to create one section here. We'll give name as class as a question. Then after one div for the title, class name with the title. So I'm going to use one h2 tag for the question, right? Or you can place FAQ here. Okay, we'll refresh this one. Right, so then after I'm going to add individual question. We'll create one division with the class name section center. So for the individual question I'm using article element with the class name question. Question title will be, you can add title using one paragraph. So we can ask a question like this. Then after we need to give an answer, right? So I'm going to give answer. Before that I am going to add plus and minus symbol here, because when you click this plus symbol on that time we need to expand that particular answer, right? So we'll create one button with the type will be button. So we need to give a title will be question. Then after I'm going to give class name as a question button. Right, so here we are going to add one span element with the class name plus icon. So now we need to expand this question. So for that I am going to add one icon. So we'll add font awesome icon for this one. So for that we need to connect font awesome library into our file. So you can search cdn font awesome. Then after you can get that particular link for the font awesome library. you can click here, it will automatically copy the link. Then after I'm going to paste it here, right? Right, now you can see we have pasted that link for the font awesome library. So now I need to select icon from the font awesome icon website. You can see the URL fontawesome.com, then icons. Right, so I'm going to search for the plus square with the plus symbol. So we will take this one. You can click the icon, then after here when you click this one, it will automatically copy into the clipboard, right? So I'm going to paste it here, Ctrl V. Now you can see we have this icon. So we'll refresh this one. You can see we have one icon. So we'll create another span element for the class minus icon. Again we will create one icon with the class name FA regular FA square. This time it will be minus, right? Okay, we have added plus and minus symbol. So if you can't find this one, again navigate into this website and search for the minus icon, minus square. Then after click on the particular square, then after copy this text. Alright, so we have added two icons. Now I'm going to add some text into this question. So after this div section, question title, I'm going to create another division with the class name question text. So here we will create one paragraph and we will add some lorem text. Press the tab space, it will generate some random text. Right, so we have this question. Now I am going to add style for this one. We have classes question title, section center, question title, button, then question button for this button class, then plus icon, minus icon, and these two icon, and finally question text. So we have style.css file. I am going to connect this one into this HTML document. So style sheet will be CSS, right? Style.css file. Okay, so we'll add some style here. First, for the root element, by default padding will be 0, margin will be 0. Padding means space around your element, and it is element content, and it is border between your border and content. So margin means space outside of your border and outside content. So by default box sizing will be border box. That means when you give border width and outline, that will be also calculate for the width or height of your particular element, right? So font family by default will be monospace. For the body section, I am going to give background color as beige, and we will give line height as a 1.5. So you can see now this space has been increased between these two elements. So font size will be 1.1 root element size. Okay, so now I'm going to add this style for this title. For this one, we can use title class. Margin from the top will be 15 viewport height. VH mean viewport height, that means your viewport mean this screen. So it will be 15% of this screen height, this height from here to here. That's what margin top mean. So margin bottom, that means space between this FAQ and this do you accept all major payment method question, right? So it will be 4 root element size. Right, so now I am going to align this one into the center of the screen. dot title h2 text align will be center. Then font size will be, I'm going to increase this one into the 2 root element size, so we'll give 3 root element size. Okay, so font color will be brown, right? So we can use tomato. Let's see which one is fine. We'll use brown. Alright, so I'm going to add some space between these letters. For that, letter spacing will be 2 px. You can see now space has been increased. Right, so we'll add this style for this section by using our section center class. So we have created this class for the question section, that means this entire section. For this one, dot section center, by default width will be 90 viewport width, not the 100%. Right now I need to align this into the center. For this one I'm going to give margin as 0 from the top and bottom. Left and right will be automatically aligned. Now you can see this has been aligned into the center, right? So font size will be by default 2 root element size. So it is too much, so we'll give 1 root element size, 1.2, right? And letter spacing again, now I'm going to keep that as the same. Right, so we'll add some style for this icon also. I am going to remove this border from these two icons. So we have question class. For this question we have question, then after we have question title, right? So we'll give style for this one. For the question section, background color will be white. I'm going to add padding for this one. So padding will be 1.5 on the top, so right will be 1.5, bottom will be 1.5 root element size. Finally right also will be 1.5 root element size. You can see we have this white background for this question, right? Okay, so I'm going to give border radius for this question background. Border radius will be 10 px, and we will give shadow for this one. Box shadow will be 0, 5 px, 15 px, RGBA 0, 0, 0, 0.2, right? Now you can see we have this border shadow around this element. So instead of this one we can use some red color. Okay, right, so I'm going to add margin for this one on the bottom element. Right, we will add that one later after we create some another question. Here we have only one question, so I'm going to give style for this button, that mean dot question button, right? So background will be transparent and border will be also transparent, and display will be a flex item. So I'm going to add justify content space between for this section, and then after, right, so let's see our class name. It is question title, right? So should be question title. Right, now you can see we have this button after this question, right? In front of the question we have this plus and minus button. Okay, so we'll add these two for the button class. Align items will be again center, and we'll convert this into the uppercase letter. Text transform will be capitalized, right? So first letter will be capital letter for this question, and font size will increase this into, we'll give font weight, right? Will be bold, and again font size will be 1.2 root element size. We'll give 1.6, 1.4 is enough, right? Okay, so now I'm going to give a style for this button. We have two buttons here. That means the question button background will be transparent color. Border also will be transparent for this button. Then font size will be, I'm going to increase this icon size 1.5 root element size. Okay, so color will be brown, right? Alright, so now I'm going to change the cursor. Here you can see now it is mouse icon. I'm going to change into the pointer. Cursor will be pointer when you hover over, and we'll add hover effect for the question button. When you hover over, it will transform scale into 1.2. You can see size is changing, right? But this effect are taking immediately. For this one you can add transition effect. I'm going to add transition for this one, all 0.3 second linear transition. Now you can see there is some delay when it is taking that effect. Okay, so now I'm going to add effect to hide this content. So for this one, right, before that we have this body text. For this one we can use question text class. Question text class. Then for this I'm going to give one border on the top side, one px solid, RGBA black color is 0.2 transparency, right? Alright, so we have this content. Now I'm going to give padding for this one also. So padding for this text will be 1 root element size from the top, right? Bottom will be 1.5 root element size. So left will be 0, right? Okay, we'll give some padding below this text, that means this question. So question title, right? So for the question title, padding bottom will be 5px, right? Okay, now I am going to hide this minus symbol and the minus icon and this text, and we will add some JavaScript to show this text when you click this plus symbol, right? So this section for the hiding, hide text. So I'm going to hide the question text first. Display will be none. Now you can see it has been hidden, right? So then after we have show text again, I'm going to create one class with the name show text. Then question button, question text will be, display will be a block, right? When you add this show text into this class list, then after it will show that text. Then we have minus icon. I'm going to display none. It will hide that minus icon. And for the show text, again minus icon will be display inline, but when it is going to show this minus icon, on that time we need to hide this plus symbol, right? So dot show text plus icon will be display none. Okay, so we have plus icon and minus icon class name, right? So now when I click this icon, that time I need to show the particular answer for this question, right? So for this one I'm going to add some JavaScript. So we will connect the script.js file into our HTML file, right? For this I'm going to connect it here. So script src will be /script.js, right? So now we'll write our script. First I'm going to get the ID of this question by using question class. Constant questions will be document dot query selector. So I'm going to use query selector all because there may be more than one question, right? Right. So questions dot for each question we are calling a function. So constant button will be question dot query selector dot question button. That means this button ID, right? Okay, so then after questions dot for each question, right? So before that I'm going to add click event for this button. So button dot add event listener. When you click this button, on that time question dot for each question function we are going to add the item. If item not equal to question, on that time item dot class list dot add show text. Okay, let's see this one. I'm going to add hide text also. Question dot class list dot toggle will be, on that time it will be show text. So I need to remove this one here. Alright, so now let's check whether this one is working or not. I can see when I click this plus symbol, it is going to show the answer. When I click this minus symbol, it is going to hide the particular answer, right? So we'll add few other question also. So you can take a copy of this one article section for the one question, and I'm going to paste it 2 times, and we will change the question, right? So can I paste multiple items in one order? So this will be the second question. Then we will add another question. Are you open on Sunday? Okay, so now we have this question. You can see when I click here, it's going to show that particular answer, right? When I click hide button, it will hide this section. So here we have some space between these two things. That means our question class. I'm going to remove this 1.5. Instead of that, we will keep it as a 0, right? Because we have top border. So I'm going to add some margin also between these two icons. That means margin from the bottom will be 5px. Right, so now we have this nice interface. So I will share this as a GitHub link, then you can download and practice this particular project, right? Okay, we'll meet with a new project.